Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Um, Hopefully, you all participated in yesterday's current event discussion and are feeling really up on the current events of the coronavirus that are currently happening. So, today you're going to read an article about the protests that are occurring and the sort of debate of opening up or not opening up the country and how that's playing out. So I just want, I don't really have much to say in this video, just to sort of clarify that that's what you'll be talking about. And I want you to consider both sides of the discussion, the opening up the economy side of the discussion and the keeping things on lockdown side of the discussion, and really spend some time thinking about the really difficult choice that leaders do have to make. And I know the media kind of loves to either like glorify everything Trump does or make him the biggest villain in the world. We don't have a lot of balance in reporting right now. And we all have our own personal biases. But taking all of that aside and sort of looking at it in a big picture way and thinking about like millions of people losing their jobs will have massive harm on this country, right? If people are really out of work for a year, so many people will die because of hunger and because they're not able to get other diseases treated and because of violence in the homes, and like a ton of terrible things would happen if people stayed unemployed for a very, very long amount of time. So the issue of like shutting down the country or not shutting down the country, it's often boiled down to like, well, how much do you care about, the elderly's lives or the lives of the people who are at risk? But the reality is, it's a really it's a really big decision. And while we can have our personal opinions about how well Trump has handled this situation, the it is really hard to know how do you balance the risk of coronavirus to a population with the risk of like sending our country into an even greater depression than what we went through in the 30s, where you know people are unable to feed their families and they're losing their homes and they're committing suicide, and all these like really serious things that come with economic struggle are coming from. And so what I want you to kind of think about, I'm going to have you look at the protests, but I also want you to kind of step back and try to think about it in kind of like if I were in charge kind of way. And there is no good answer to this, right? We can't answer these questions, and thank goodness I'm not president or mayor or alderman or anywhere in charge of making these decisions, because I don't know what the answer is. But really thinking about like, what should we do and how do you know when when it's time? And even our governor Pritzker has come up with the 5-point plan of when to reopen the state, and there's various viewpoint or various milestones that we have to reach to get to each area. And he's divided the state into 4 quadrants, and it's kind of this complicated system, which I honestly seems great to me. I don't know, seems like a good idea. Like I said, I'm not in charge of this, but this idea of like economy versus the coronavirus and like the balance of what these look like, and like I said, just like how you really like how you make these decisions. So that's what I want you to think about, and really try to think about it not in terms of like your opinions about President Trump, like, but like really what you think is best. And because sometimes I take a step back and I imagine like, what if, I mean, I'm going to get a little bit into my like personal politics here, but like, what if Obama were president, and how would I be critical of his choices? Clearly, I really loved Obama. Um, and like, what would he be doing, and how would people be reacting to what he's doing? And, sort of then taking that and thinking about how they're reacting to what Trump's doing. And there's so much negativity, but like, some of the things that are happening are necessary. So like that's sort of like a bipartisan step back to look at it all, is what I would like you to think about for today's current event. And then also kind of reflecting on the protesters and imagining their points of view as well. So today I'm going to challenge you to kind of imagine points of view that you may disagree with, maybe not, and that's fine as well. But just sort of taking a step back and thinking about how these things are presented in the media and what they're kind of actually after. So that will be in, okay, get some water. That will be Jack has just been making lots of cameos in my videos this week. It's like the Miss Ryan and Jack show. Um, that will be what I'm going to have you think about for today. There was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come to me when I create the assignment. So read the article, answer the questions, but really try and be unbiased. That's the main thing for today, is to try and take a step back and look at it from a non-biased perspective on like, how do we answer these questions? And they really are, they're unanswerable in a lot of ways because, gosh, this is what it was. I think what a lot of people are doing is like, well, if the president would have responded differently in the beginning, we wouldn't be in this situation. Okay, fine. True, not true. We can debate that at a different time. But for right now, that's what I want you to think about, like where we are now. Coronavirus is everywhere. It's out of hand. Deaths are raising every day. Cases are raising every day. Predictions are saying it's going to get worse before it gets better. So taking that, what should we do? And not thinking about what could have been done and how it could have been done differently, which are totally valid points. And there are a million articles written about those. But for today, I want you to imagine going forward what could have been done differently for both our economy and for people's safety, and how we balance those two things. And I will tell you, there are no good answers for this, or do I even know what the right answer is? I don't. Okay, that's it. That's for today, Friday. And I hope you have a great weekend. Everything, as you know, is due on Sunday at 10 p.m. And yeah, that's it.